How's it going, everybody? This is BeatTheBush. Today I'm going to talk about how to repair your credit. Today is not about me recommending a credit repair service, mainly because I think those services are really costly and you can actually do this yourself for free basically. Today I'm just going over a few basic things where it'll actually help you repair your credit. If you've never done this before, this is the place to start. So I get a lot of comments on my credit score videos where people are outlining their credit history to me. Basically, they have a car loan, they missed a few payments, maybe they have a student loan, and maybe they carry some credit card debt as well. The thing I generally tell these people is that you really need to have a good payment history. The more you pay off your credit cards, basically having a zero balance, the better. But if you don't have the money to pay it all off, it's good to just make the minimum payments at least. If you have a car payment, you really got to make the minimum payments. Don't ever have a late payment. If you have a student loan, also don't make late payments. Always be on time for all of those requirements. The next thing you should do is get a free credit report. I'll put a link right here for that. You have to watch out for all the other free credit report places because yes, they do give you a free credit report, but they try to upsell you on other services, which you don't really need. You just want the free report itself, and this is completely free. So don't put your credit card numbers in or anything. It's completely free through this link over here. Grooming your credit report is kind of like a mystery to most people, but it's really easy actually once you figure out how to do it. I equate this to kind of like changing your oil. If you've never done it before, yeah, it seems kind of daunting, and so you might want to pay people, you know, $100, $200, $300, and sometimes they charge per bad mark removal of like $100 some per bad mark. You really don't need to pay for any of this if you are willing to spend some time and do it yourself. I did this before myself. When I first combed the report, I was like, oh my gosh, what's going on? Whenever I see something that I don't recognize, then I call the company. It generally takes me about 30 minutes or so, and that's how I remove about 3 of the bad marks on my credit report a long time ago. The first thing you do, of course, is get that free credit report. You can actually download the PDF format so you don't actually have to wait for it to come into the mail for you. The next thing you do is gather up all your credit cards. If you have more than one, maybe 5 or 6, or maybe some that you don't use at all, you might have to dig those out and kind of figure out what account number they are. If you have a lot of idle credit cards, it might be hard to try and track down which one you actually have. Then you take all these credit cards and cross-reference them inside your credit report. Make sure you know each and every single item, and if you actually have a credit card that goes with it. Sometimes the credit account might be something that you've forgotten, so make sure that you really know and think about it long and hard before you try to get it removed, because you might just have that account and you just don't realize it. It might be a store account, it might be an account for student loan, it might be a loan of something else. Once you find something that's not yours, I was pretty surprised myself that when I looked at my credit report, wow, there's several items that's actually not mine at all. It was like some other name, some other address or something like that. So let me show you right here is my TransUnion report on American Express. Underneath the credit card company name, there's also the address and also the telephone number. You can either write them a letter or you can actually call them. I prefer to call them because you don't have to send something to them. You might have to wait on the phone a little bit, so it takes a little bit of effort to go through. But once you start talking to them, you can just explain to them, this is not mine, it's not my name, I don't know who that is, my actual name is so-and-so, or like your address and so. Once you convince them, they would actually report that to the credit bureaus and then get it removed for you. There's also a disputing mechanism inside each credit bureau, so you can go through that as well. You might think that you might not have these errors. I was pretty surprised that I had a few myself, and this is exactly what caused me to be able to go from maybe 700 and much higher than that. If you've never looked at your credit report, this is something you really need to do because it could be eating up 500, 100 points of your credit score. I do recommend though, when you look at your credit score, you really need to only contest the things that really is not yours. If you actually fail to make a payment for something and you see that there, of course you can't go and dispute it just because, you know, you're hoping to get it removed. I've heard of cases where if the company cannot positively prove that you were late, then they would actually remove it for you. So there's a small chance that you can get something that you actually did remove, but this is something that I don't recommend because I just prefer to look at the credit report and just correct things that are actually incorrect. I hope this video helps you guys save a lot of money. Instead of paying the credit repair agencies, you can just do this yourself. Don't forget to give me a like on this video, comment down below. Let me know if this video helps you repair your credit or not. If you're interested in supporting this channel because somehow I help you repair your credit, you can check out my Audible link down in the video description below where you can actually get a free audiobook. And if you cancel before the trial period ends, you can still keep the book and you can still help benefit this channel. Don't forget to check out my Patreon link over here, and don't forget to subscribe. Thanks for watching.